Hi everyone, this is Ben Dunnett from musictheoryacademy.com. In this session we're continuing our videos on chords and we're going to have a look at seventh chords. We're going to ask the question, what are seventh chords? And also we're going to have a look at the 5 types of seventh chords that you're most likely to come across in music. So firstly, what are seventh chords? Well, in a seventh chord you take a basic triad and you're adding a note that is a seventh above the root note. Okay, the best way of understanding this is to have a look at an example. So here's a triad built on C. We've got C, we've got E, and we've got G. Now if we add a note that is 7 above C, we're going to add the note B. And that is our seventh. And we've built a seventh chord. So it's simply, you're taking a triad and you're adding a seventh. Now you get your 5 different types depending on what triad you use and what type of seventh you add. But the thing to keep in your mind is that seventh chords are simply a triad with a seventh added on top. So let's have a look at the 5 types of seventh chords that you're going to come across. The first one we're going to look at is the major seventh. Okay, which gives you quite a soft sound. It's a major triad and what's called a major seventh. Now a major seventh is 11 semitones in distance, that interval is. So let's have a look at this. Okay, so a major triad, we've got 1, 3 and 5, and then if we count up 11 semitones from C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, we get to B natural. So we're going to play our major triad and we're going to put the major seventh over the top. And that, C, E, G and B natural, is a major seventh chord. You'll often see it written like that, C M7 or C MAJ7 when you come across it. And it's used quite a lot in jazz because it's got this nice soft, nice jazzy sound. Okay, if you want to have a go at playing jazz, just play a couple of major seventh chords and you'll get this quite laid back jazz sound. So that's the major seventh. It's the easiest one to build on C because it's just C, E, G and B. The next one is the dominant seventh. Now this you'll come across a lot. It's a very common one in music. It's made up again of a major triad, but this time we're building a minor seventh on top of it, and a minor seventh is only 10 semitones. So here's our major triad, and this time we're going to count up 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and that gets us, our minor seventh is on B flat, and that will sound like this. It's a much harsher seventh sound made of C, E, G and B flat. You'll see it written like that. Now this is less jazz, it's more blues. Okay, so you've got that sort of bluesy feel. You'll also get it at perfect cadences. So you get a really good feel of because dominant sevenths want to go somewhere. Okay, so you'll come across it at blues and in perfect cadences. But like with the first one, if you want to have a go at playing blues, just try those dominant seventh chords. Okay, so we've looked at 2 that we build on major triads, the major seventh and the dominant seventh. Now let's have a look at something called the minor seventh. Now the minor seventh is built on a minor triad and then a minor seventh on top again, the 10 semitones. So here's a minor triad made of C, E flat and G as our minor triad. Now we've already counted up semitones, so we know that takes us to B flat. And you get that sound. Okay, it's written, so C, E flat, G, B flat, and it's written C and then a little m and a seventh. Now this one gives you a sort of cool jazz sort of feel. So you've moved on from that sort of laid-back jazz. You've got quite a sort of a cool jazz feel there. So that's the minor seventh. Now we come on to the last two. The half diminished seventh is the first of these. Now, both of these last two are quite scary. They're the scary seventh chords. Okay, we've had the jazz, we've had the blues, we've had the cool blues. Now we've got the scary ones. Now, these are both built in some way on a diminished chord of some sort. So we've got a diminished triad and a minor seventh in this first one. Okay, so here is our diminished chord. So we've got 1 on C, 3 on E flat, 5 on G flat. There's our diminished triad. Okay, and then we've got a minor seventh, which is 10 semitones. We know where that takes us. It takes us to B flat. You've got this sort of discordant feel for that one. So you've got C, E flat, G flat, B flat. You'll often see it written like that. C with a little circle with a line through it and then a 7. And as I said, it's quite scary. You've got that sort of scary feel. So that's the half diminished seventh. And then the final type is the diminished seventh, which is a diminished triad and then a diminished seventh on top of the diminished triad. So you're really going for the diminished feel on this one. So here's our diminished triad. Now, if we count up 9 semitones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We get to this note A. However, when it's a diminished seventh, we don't call it A, we call it B double flat. Okay, so it's a little bit confusing from that point of view. So you've got C, E flat, G flat, and then this B double flat. Okay, you'll often see the diminished seventh written C and a circle and a 7 or C dim 7, and this is seriously scary. Okay, it's more scary than the half diminished seventh. You've really got the opportunity to make quite scary sounding music when you use those. So 5 different types of seventh chords there. Here they all are all summarized for you. If you head over to the site www.musictheoryacademy.com, you'll be able to see this. You'll be able to print it out if you'd like to. So we've looked at what are seventh chords, we've looked at the 5 types, and the key thing with all this is to experiment. Okay, look back over the video, look at the summary table, and have a go. Have a go at playing a little bit of jazz with the major sevenths, or the minor sevenths. Have a go at playing blues with the dominant sevenths. And then if you want to write a bit of scary music, just have a go with those half diminished and diminished seventh chords. The more you experiment, the more you'll understand, and the better you'll get at it. Go to www.musictheoryacademy.com to get more free music theory lessons and take your musicianship to the next level.